Okay, in part two of the photo composite screencast series, if it's a series, uh, we are going to drag this duck over to the dunes and do a couple things with it over there. So this is now combining the two images. So earlier uh, we cut the duck out. All right, and now I'm clicking on the move tool here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag that duck we cut out right over to here. So here we have it. So this is going to be our main workspace now, and I'm actually just going to cover that up so not to be distracted by it. And you will notice a couple things. First off, you'll notice over here on the right that duck is a layer sitting on top of a background. And when I click on this, I have that layer selected. I can move the duck around. Turn that off right now. But when I click over here on background, I can't because it's locked. So we can take care of that by double clicking on the lock, hitting OK, and now we can move it around. So that's right where we want it right now. So we have the duck here, and a couple things about the duck is it's first off it's too big. So we are going to make it a little bit smaller, and I'm going to turn back on over here the show transform controls little click there, little button, and I can now make it smaller. Now when I'm making it smaller, I'm holding down the shift key, because if I didn't, I could smash it, and you don't want to smash it. You want to hold down the shift key, keep it proportional. Let's say about there. Okay. Now that's the first thing I want to do here. I want to do something else too, and actually I want to cut the sky and the dune in half there, so it's so we can do some effects on both sides of that. So I'm gonna actually turn the duck off. So if I'm down over here in the layers, turning the duck off, and then I'm going to click down onto here. Another way to click really easily between layers is this auto select. So when this auto select is clicked, I will select whichever, let me turn the duck back on, whichever layer I'm on, or whichever layer I click on. So it works out nicely that way. But I'm going to turn that off right now. Turn off the duck. And what I want to do is I want to cut, turn that off. I want to cut the sky and the dune from one another. Now we tried we looked at the rectangle selection tool, we looked at the lasso and the magnetic lasso, we looked at the magic wand tool, and now we're going to look at the quick select tool. And this tool is probably one of the most powerful, and you'll use it probably more than any other tool as you do some of these things. And basically it shows up as a paintbrush, and you can change the size of the paintbrush. The bigger it is, the more stuff it will select. The smaller, the less stuff. That's a word, or a way to use the word. But basically, you just kind of select the brush, and you just kind of go across it, and look at it's done. If we were to do it the opposite way, go up to deselect, do it the opposite way, there it goes there, and then I'm just going to go a little bit in there, and perfect. Voila. So it's a great little way to select parts of a picture that have a similar color scheme. So it's a great tool, and you'll use it probably more than just about anything. Now what I want to do with this is I want to actually separate the two. So I'm going to go up, I have the sand dunes pick there. I'm going to go up to cut, and it's disappeared. And then I'm going to go to paste, and there it is. Up a little bit, go back to the move tool and auto select for right now, bring it down. You can see that they are separated. Now another thing I'm going to do, if you see they have these layers, and the layers are stacked. So I have the duck right here, but look what happens if I put the duck in between the two. All of a sudden our duck is able to move up or down. Ooh. Okay. So let's keep the duck just over the horizon there. And then you can go into, let's say this layer, and go into image and adjustments, and I'm going to change the color balance. I'm going to give it a cool sky. But you only change, when you do that, you're only changing that layer. So everything else remains the same, but then I can do some cool stuff with the actual layer. So once you have, and I want you to play with maybe adjusting all three layers separately, and then you're done.